accomplish anything on his own, you know. So let's check out Jennifer Williams talking about Tim.
Another ex of yours who I met, Tim, that was on the OWN network.
Shout out to Mary Jane Creation.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Listen, I was just going to say that. If Oprah couldn't discern it, y'all cannot get mad at me. Y'all can. Okay, so I met Tim. And once again, saw none of this. Were you surprised when the headlines came out about Tim and what he allegedly did?
Honestly, I wasn't surprised because I knew that he was crazy as hell. I think I was a little like, damn, your own family, you know. But when I went to go get that restraining order against him, the dude was crazy, and everybody was like, "Oh, she's being extra. She needs a storyline." Blah blah blah. Like, that's not something that you want to actually have a storyline about. You know what I'm saying? So to me, I was just like, whatever. But I had seen and experienced his rage, his temper, which is one of the reasons why I left him. So when he was like stalking me and moved across the street from me, and I hadn't seen this man in months, I was petrified. You know, I was really scared. I knew like he was in possession of guns. When he's a convicted felon, you're not even supposed to have that. So I was nervous, you know, and I knew how crazy he was. We had an incident at King Taco where he went absolutely apeshit crazy. He flipped over tables because this guy was looking at me. And he sent me like all these articles from Google saying my body language, the way my legs was crossed, and I gave him, like, I was suggesting this guy, I don't know, it was like crazy shit. And I was like, oh no, this guy is nuts. Like, literally, I had to call Mary. I was so scared. He was like, and it's your fault, and you crossed your legs, and you were giving him signs, and you were looking at him. I was like, I was looking at the TV that was like in that direction. You know what I mean? But he literally flipped over the table. I mean, it was crazy. I was so embarrassed. So when the news came out, I mean, yeah, your own family, that's a little crazy, but I knew he wasn't all there. So I was like, well, here it is. I'm vindicated once again because everybody thought I was being extra, and everybody was like, oh, not Sweetie Pie. Oh, he's on the OWN network. That don't mean shit.
I mean,
No, don't.
But, you know, it was me, and I was being extra. And again, they were thinking like I was using this for a storyline, and it wasn't. This took 7 months of my life going to court with him, back and forth, okay? Living in fear. It cost me $15,000. Like, if I want to blow $15,000, it's not going to be on a goddamn attorney and going back and forth to court with this crazy motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it was so stressful. And so for people to say, like, I was using that shit as a storyline, it's like, that's just stupid to me. Like, I don't do that.
No, and you're not.
Trust me, I've been on TV for almost 10 years. If I want to think of a storyline, it won't be that. Like, I'm not new to this. I'm true to this.
Ex-felon.
Oh my God. No, so listen, so I'm dating, and you know, I'm just like, I had to take a break from dating just because, you know, my move and everything that I went through, and I just wanted to take some time to myself.
Lord Jesus.
Luckily, Jennifer got away. For real, she has been vindicated. But let's talk about Tim, the update on Tim. Like, this man needs to be behind the bars because he bullied his nephews. He bullied Charles. He bullied, you know, Andre Montgomery. Rest in peace, rest in power too as well. Tim was a low down, dirty son of a gun, and he showed his true colors while he was filming on their OWN network too as well. But Miss Robbie Montgomery, she had hope and she had faith in her son that he would do the right thing and be the right type of son that she wanted him to be, because she reached out to a lot of people that were inmates and had records and made sure she had employment for them too as well. And she even employed her son Tim Norman when he was released from prison too as well after serving 10 years. I was like, Lord have mercy, like when it rains it pours, you know. But one thing I am glad is Miss Robbie Montgomery, she is not paying for Tim Norman's legal fees. And actually Tim Norman is going to be moved back to St. Louis for his court case, his trial, because on Monday the 17th, he was ordered to return back to St. Louis and turned over to the U.S. District Court for Eastern Missouri. Tim has been assigned a federal public defender, and his lawyer name is Jupiter. Jupiter means money, but he ain't got no money, baby. So you already know he's going under the ground, and he got a public defender. I'm so glad Miss Robbie Montgomery is not paying for his legal assistance. She's not paying for his attorney. She's not paying for anything for Tim. Let him rock, baby. Let him rock all day, every day, because what he did was awful. His nephew departed from this earth because of Tim's greediness and greed, because he couldn't put together a business. He couldn't do nothing right. He was just, I can't get right. I'm never going to get right. And therefore, he never did get right. And so the end of the story, which was supposed to be a success story, is actually a nightmare. Because Miss Robbie, she really wanted Tim to do better. She tried to assist him into doing better too as well. She even filed, legal actions against him to sue him because he was using her name to open up businesses. And then she dropped the case, and then she went to Mississippi to help Tim open up a restaurant. And she even sung blues in that restaurant to get promotion, to get people to come in. And Tim done turned around and did his mother like this, knowing the hurt and the pain that she went through, but he inflicted more pain on his mama. And you know Miss Robbie Montgomery's in pain because that's her son. But thank God she is not defending him at all. And let's just talk about Tim Rocky history. In 2004, Tim opened up a restaurant in Memphis, which it never opened because it was legal troubles, because Tim never paid bills. And Tim talked about he wanted improvements for the restaurant and everything else like that, but he never paid the rent. He never paid to occupy the restaurant. So that plan and that restaurant was scrapped in Memphis. I was like, Lord have mercy. Then also, Tim tried to open a Sweetie Pie's in Houston, and that was closed too as well. And Tim was sued for non-payment of rent in 2019 for $250,000 back rent and other issues. But Tim later said it was settled. It was settled because he didn't pay nothing. He didn't do what he was supposed to do. I was like, Lord have mercy. Jennifer Williams, you are lucky you escaped. This man didn't have a chance in a prayer to ever be successful because his soul and his spirit was just too divulged and evil. Like, Lord have mercy, what's going on? And also, Tim opened a Sweetie Pie's in Jackson, Mississippi on 120 Congress Street, across the street from the governor's mansion, in August 2019. And as soon as it opened, it closed. You know why? Because non-compliance, and also he violated city codes, and also he had a large smoker outside, and so he removed the smoke, and then he reopened, but then he was just evicted on December 7th of 2019 for non-payment of rent of $100,000 and other costs. And also, Tim was accused of using other parts of this building that he only rented a portion, but he decided that he was big, bad, and bold, and he know it all. So he took other empty parts of the building and made a part of his restaurant without even paying for it, without even getting permission. This is how deranged this guy is. To think he can get away with that. People ain't gonna see it. The person that owned the building ain't gonna notice.
Yeah, Tim.
So Tim was accused of using other parts of the building which he did not rent at the Plaza building. He was using additional areas, and then also he was dumping oil and grease and cooking
What?
oil all over the place. Like, he was just basically messing up his mother's
Tim
name.
is a
He had
mess.
he had a name that he can use.
Well,
He
you
had a
was.
restaurant,
Yeah,
Sweetie
it's in
Pies,
jail
which had a
now.
reputation, which was on TV too as well. And each area that Tim tried to build his own restaurant, it failed. So how did Tim ever think that he was the one that made Sweetie Pie successful? Baby, you couldn't even do it on your own. And your mama even jumped in, Miss Robbie, to try to help you down
Oh,
in
Miss
Mississippi.
Robbie.
But you end up getting evicted in Mississippi too as well for illegal dumping of grease, cooking oil, and also occupying other parts of the building which you had no right
Lord.
to, which you shouldn't have done in the first place. But this is the mind of Tim, so he thinks he could. So on December 7th, he moved out because he was being sued, and plus he was being evicted too as well. And also Capital Towers was granted a default judgment against him for $100,000,
What?
basically. And he lost.
Oh, my.
He lost. He was sued and he was evicted. And December 7th, 2019, for $100,000. He didn't even show up to court because he knew he was wrong. So by the federal judge in the district court for Southern Mississippi ordered Tim to pay Capital Towers $110,000 for
Dang.
non-payment of rent and illegally
He ain't
doing
paying
everything
rent.
that we know of him doing now. So you guys tell me what you think about Tim. Poor Miss Robbie, she had to deal with this
Oh,
man.
Miss Robbie.
She probably was in fear of him. His family probably was scared of him too as well. And that's probably why Janae, his child mother, did not let him visit his child point blank, period. It is what it is. But Miss Robbie Montgomery, I'm proud of you for not putting money behind Tim and not paying for his public defender.
Well,
and at least your family is
that's
safe.
all,
At
Tim.
least you are safe now too
That's
as
all,
well.
Tim.
Just make sure
We'll see you
have
at your
no
court date.
insurance policy that Tim could collect
Yeah, now.
on.
Bye, Tim.
God bless.